Good evening, all you guys out there on YouTube land, or the two of you that come and hang out on Twitch that I give big hearts to. Um, Sadly, it seems as though I don't get to kill everybody this evening, because some people seem to have wussed out and thought, let's do another job instead of go fight the angry murder troll and his orc friend. Alas.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Um, but yeah, no, if memory serves, you guys were gonna look into other gainful employment.
Yeah, we were about to look into possibilities. No, not like ending lives. So
Sure, sure. As I try and find the um and I believe due to what we talked about in the Discord chat that you guys want to go with the Larry job?
this and Jet was talking with Andre, and I believe he wanted to tell us. That's what I remember from the YouTubes. Jet.
No, he worked that out.
Okay,
Although
so
it
we
was, you're
don't.
thinking of Maller. Like, well, I was thinking we do Larry then Maller, so we get some money and then karma and contact.
Okay, but just like story-wise, wasn't there like a moment where you guys said that Andre is gonna probably maybe like get to us for jobs and stuff?
That'll be in the future.
Okay. So Larry, yay!
That's
Or,
our
or,
friend Larry. Oh no.
or should I say, oh no, Larry?
I mean, it depends upon how you wanna do things. Um,
I think X's outlook is just going to be, oh no, Larry.
Yes, I was so hoping for that. Really.
so did anybody have anything they needed to roll for or anything like that? Because I'm sure that you guys wanted to spend some.
I was begging either you or I was actually begging like Dante to sell stuff for me because I have a whole 3 of combined charisma and stuff, and
You're
me
ugly.
selling stuff on my own. Yeah, but me selling stuff on my own will take years, so I wanted to like use Dante for this, and now he's drinking whiskey, and you know.
Sure.
That doesn't stop me from rolling
Hey, Jim,
dice.
what are you selling?
I think he wants to sell the auto sauce for his drones that
Yeah,
got blown
because I
up.
found out that yeah, cubes are shit actually, and they're like expensive shit, and that's weird. But yeah,
Yeah. It's funny how that works sometimes.
I have to switch to the basic like.
You were their target audience.
He fell for the marketing.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm like, oh, stupid Horizon! I will never buy from them again.
Ooh, Horizon.
Tomorrow.
What is it? I think Horizon has the C cubed. That looks interesting.
I think that is the thing that he's talking
Yeah,
about.
and that's shit. It has lower stats than the Flying Eye and the Fly Spy, and the only thing is, I think it's that it has half the availability, so you can get it quickly.
Because they're cameras, basically.
Yeah, and and there's the upgraded thing that's a little better, but it's like twice as expensive. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with my flags.
That was
Sure.
very specific.
Sure. You guys can go ahead and type that out and roll that out.
So please, Dante, please, like
I already
please.
told you I'd roll for it, but I don't have bargaining and I don't have a contact for software. So I had told you you'd probably do better off talking to Larry. But if you want me to roll the dice, I've got no problem with it.
Yeah. The other
I
way would
mean,
involve
Bamce,
talking to
can
Larry.
I?
Yeah, you can have Larry sell it.
Because it's like a rolling thing where you
Yeah.
combine
Well,
your
Larry's a
charisma and
contact
stuff.
that will roll for you.
There you go. He got 3 hits on his first test.
Oh, I don't know. Is it like a thing where I check how many Dante has, or did I just use
No, I don't know.
Larry and that's it?
I tell you what, we'll look it up later because I don't think that you guys are going to be in such a situation that you're going to need a giant pile of Nuyen right now. And then we will.
Okay, so I would like to sell those two autosofts for what do you say? Like it's 25% plus the 3 successes, blah 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 rules.
Something like that. If you want to find the page, I will deal with it during our first break. Because we've already wasted a ton of time.
Sure, no problem. So I just so bought 2 autosofts, I think, for the for the monies.
Yep. So you guys were doing a whole bunch of stuff looking into Texas Red and his good friend Mr. Crunch. And then kind of cold feet backed down to try and get a little bit of money to go into that little endeavor to try and make mo money. About 3 days or so after finishing up your other job, Larry sends you guys a message that if you guys are looking for a little bit of work, he could use a bit of a personal favor.
I'm like, oh no, Larry.
What are we going to be cleaning your gutters, Larry, or?
No. This is like professional help, and no, not like that professional help.
Well, I mean,
Look, users ain't qualified for that kind of help, I'm sure. I just need you to look into a thing for me. Look, I can meet you at the usual place, and we can talk deals.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so 8:30.
Sounds good. I'll see you there.
All right. And you'll get one of those like Facebook style invites of you're invited to a meeting at 8:30 at the Honey Pot.
maybe.
Maybe?
Why always the honey pot?
Because it's a strip club and he's a skis ball.
And it's the usual.
You know?
But
Looks like
Yes, I'll-
Hex is going to have to invest in like a hazmat suit.
Or her own
Isn't
cup of-
anyone else sort of like hearing like people breaking up? Because for me, like everyone's half breaking up.
No, I think it's just you, man. It's that 2
Oh,
a.m.
sucks.
Internet. It's just the worst. So
Oh,
I assume,
haha.
I assume you guys have nothing you're doing prior to the meeting?
Don't think so.
Yeah, we're just going to see Larry. He's our old friend and stuff.
Sure. So, arriving at the Honey Pot is, the bee-themed strip club that's absolutely terrible. It's got one of those giant AR neon-style dancers on the front with like a little antennae and little tiny wings and a big bee butt flopping back and forth behind her is the animation.
Is this a spam zone?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Probably, but if you're worrying about it for noise, then don't.
This gives me one more reason to hate this place.
I mean, that's fine. It's a pretty terrible place. But are you guys going there early, or are you guys just intending to be there on time?
On time.
Dante will show up a few minutes early.
Sure. Assuming that you're going to tell the little hostess at the front that you're there for Larry, she will wander you guys off to a little private table. It's a place where you can see like the stage, which is occupied with a fine employee this evening, and there's a couple of other patrons, bartenders, a server will come around and get you a drink order real quick. 8:30 comes and Larry is not there yet.
Too distracted to notice.
Sure.
Advantages of always wearing goggles.
Right?
Rod is sort of checking his watch and on his like coming stuff and is like impatient because he doesn't really like Larry, so he wanted to have it over as quickly as possible. So Rod would probably notice. And it's like, yo guys, are we waiting?
Um,
How late
Hey.
is he?
It's just now clicking over past 8:30, so like 2 minutes.
I say we give him 5, 10 minutes more, and then we uh, then we give him a call.
Yeah. So
Is
about,
this one of those places that serves food?
I mean, it's like strip bar food.
No, I'm just wondering.
Yeah, no, it can serve food. Its big thing is anything you can put honey on. Like honey barbecue.
Anything,
Yeah,
No,
no, they really
I'm
do
good.
mean that.
Yeah.
They
So
really do mean it
anything.
like that.
So that's why the floors are sticky.
Yes, that we'll go with that as the reasoning. So about 10 after, like 20 of 9, you guys will see, because you're kind of in the back and you have a viewpoint, and I imagine are anxiously looking for him to show up so you can get on with it. You will see Larry come in. He's wearing that same kind of 2 years out of style suit. On his arm is a young Japanese lady that he takes a moment with the hostess and kind of is probably hitting on the hostess, but at the same time trying to make himself look important. He walks over to.
Um,
Go ahead.
Jet elbows Hex and says, "Oh, it looks like you got replaced."
X is gonna look at Larry and give him one of those death glares.
Oh, man.
Jealous.
Let me see if he sees that.
No, but for an entirely different reason.
Oh yeah, no, he totally notices that. Um, so he will come over to the table with this woman and kind of see, I told you, I got guys. Well, 3 guys and a lovely lady, and as he looks over at the Hex, he gives you kind of a wink. It's like, now, if you just excuse me for a second, I got some business to attend to. If you want to just wait over at the bar, I'll be over in a little bit. And
Now Rod gives him a death glare, like, really?
yeah, and she'll kind of like give him a little bit of a look, and then um, she'll head over to the bar.
Larry, you know what they say about mixing business with pleasure, right?
My business is pleasure, and Riker sits.
Hex is going to berate him in Japanese for not being punctual, the most important of all virtues.
He will respond in Japanese in a very apologetic tone, blaming it on the woman, who he doesn't actually like name, but he uses uh, flowery adjectives, as one might. Um,
Jet sends a text to everybody but Larry and Hex. So wait, is she actually jealous?
he does kind of
Anyway,
like lean forward if your hands are on the table to like put his hand on yours to make it like super apologetic.
she continues to berate him, saying, business is business. You have to be on time. If the train is late, they give you an excuse note for it. This is no excuse. You should have been here. You should have left early.
Wow, that's another side of Hex.
Right? He's going to just 1,000 apologies and just kind of like, you guys. Nobody else speaks Japanese, right?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, he's gonna lay it on super thick and just kind of like almost grovel at Hex.
Now, I would like to elbow Hex and, like, what is going on? Is he going to pay us more money or something?
Now Hex apologizes for the outburst and calmly sits back down.
He'll put in a
She
few more.
apologizes in English to everyone.
Looking what Hex did with Larry, Rod is now looking at Hex with a new sense of appreciation and respect.
Um,
And tautness.
um,
So let's get to business so we don't keep you from your floozy.
he has mock offense. He's like, she is not merely a floozy. and he'll like turn and look over his shoulder at her and wave, and she'll look back from him to the drink that she has. So here's the deal, guys. Word on the street is that some mafiosos are looking to make some deals, and we don't know quite what it is yet. So what I want for you guys to do is to find out what's going on, who's it's going on with, and maybe mess it up a little bit. We got guys in the organization, and he kind of like straightens up and looks a little proud of himself when he says like the organization. We have guys that normally look into this kind of stuff, but if you guys can help me out and get it to me before my guys figure it out, it'll make me look better in front of the higher up guys. The better I look to them, the better you look to me. You got it?
Capiche.
Capiche indeed. And he kind of like points at you and like nods, like, yeah, this guy's got it.
What's the pay?
Man, Hex, she is totally just a floozy.
I know that role in it.
I know. I wish you botched it. Like botched it hard.
One's coming up quick.
Yeah, we're running out of time for your critical witch. It's like, well, the pay is going to depend. If you guys can figure out what's going on before the guys do, probably get you about 25 grand.
Is killing the guys an option, or?
Well, that's where it gets complicated, because depending upon what it is, if we can make it go south, and depending upon how we want to make it go south, depending upon what it is, there could be more money for everybody.
How much
I'm
more
listening.
money are we talking about?
I don't know. It'll kind of depend upon what they're up to. All I know right now is the guy who's kind of spearheading the operation.
Okay, Larry, so one question. Should we be in constant contact with you so that when we are like holding a gun up to their heads and we tell you and you decide it's the more money situation, we pull the trigger? Or just take him alive and pretend we didn't kill him?
I mean, I'll have a... And he'll pull out a comlink and like send you that comlink's com code. It's like, I got this work comlink here that I'll have on me at all times. And I do mean, and he'll look the Hex all times. But I'm going to be going out of town for a couple of days. I got a little vacation thing I'm working on, you see. Going down to Cal Free. It's going to be great.
Jet is going to text Dante.
I would like to
You
judge
want to take
intentions.
the lead on the cash thing, Smooth Talker?
It seems like there's more negotiation to be had, depending on what else we can deliver.
That's what
Not
I
my
was...
wheelhouse.
Oh, sorry. I forgot you guys were texting.
Yeah, not my wheelhouse. I can punch him.
You certainly could. But no, I say that we get some information and then hold them over the barrel to get more money if we get something good.
Roger.
Now, I rolled to, if it's possible, to judge intentions on his like vacation thing.
What do you not believe about his vacation? Because from what you're picking up right now, he intends to take that young woman over there down to Calfree, have a wonderful time and many carnal pleasures.
And then roll back to get some penicillin.
That was something I was like looking for. Is this like vacation, or is it like I'm gonna be far, far away from here when your guys doing this thing?
Well, Calfree isn't far, far away from where you guys are. Like, you guys are in northwest coast. Calfree is California. So it's a couple of hours to a day trip away, depending upon how you want to slice it, how you want to travel. Like,
Well, sure. I mean, judge intentions is like a few seconds, I guess. So I was just looking, narrowing my eyes, and when everything checks out, I'm like, oh, whatever.
yeah.
So tell us a bit more about what you need.
So, word on the street is there's this guy. They call him Vinny the Fish. he's working some kind of angle that we're not too sure about because he ain't talking to us to make any kind of deals. So we want to know who he's making deals with and what these deals might be. Pretty sure it's not drugs because he hasn't come to us, but he's not affiliated with us, and some of our trying to think of the phrase that he would use to describe gangers. Some of our more low class associates haven't been interacting with them either, at least not that they're saying. So that leaves like the Vori, the Triads, maybe the Ancients, maybe some of the people in the actual blue, maybe the Star, maybe one of the Big Ten. We don't know, but we want to know, or at least it's worth some money to me to know to make somebody else look bad.
Do we know what organization is Larry in with? And I wanted also to ask, like, what is if I wanted to add Larry as a contact because I totally forgot. What stats would he have?
Yeah, that you don't know what stats he has. You can just
Can I
toss
add
him.
a contact without stats?
You can just put him on as like a 1/1 fixer. Um, do you have any
Okay.
kind of like organized crime knowledge yourself, Rod?
No, not
You
really.
got a black market. That's close enough. Larry is almost assuredly with the Yakuza. What with missing a finger and being Japanese. And
Oh shit! Why didn't I put two and two together? That's right.
I
He
don't
was
know.
missing a finger?
Yeah, that's why it's
Wow.
Larry Four Fingers.
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
It was like the first session, first 5 minutes. Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Dante, I believe it's your cue.
All right, I didn't know if you were done with questions. All right, so all you are looking for is some information on what this guy's selling, Larry.
Whatever it is that he's up to and what their immediate plans might be, like if there's some kind of deal going on, I would like to know what the deal is for, who the deal is with, when the deal is going to happen, that kind of thing.
You have any idea where we might be able to find Vinny?
Probably a pasta joint. And he kind of like shrugs up his shoulders. That's why I'm paying you the big money.
Any known associates we could talk to?
Probably most of the greaseballs. Might be able to put you in contact with a guy that I don't do business with anymore. Not like in contact, but there's a guy that I used to do business with that I now no longer do business with that maybe changed allegiances, we'll call it.
Okay.
What are his new allegiances?
Oh, I don't know. Probably just about anybody who's got the Nuyen. We used to have a deal, me and the organization, with him, but now he don't exactly buy into the exclusivity thing.
Well, can't fault the man for trying to get a little extra Nuyen.
I'm trying to get a little extra something. And he kind of looks over his shoulder a little bit. Not like full turn, but like turns to the side and you can see him glance.
X just shakes her head, disappointed.
I think there's just a slight shake of the head from Jet as well, just like in mild disgust.
And of course, he's turned his head enough to the side that he can't actually see you guys disparaging him, because that's how he lives his life.
Not sure it would have mattered even if he was looking right at us.
Would you like to take over the bargaining, Sue, while you're here? Or do you want me to just finish it up if you're not quite ready yet?
Is he here? Did Sue appear?
He has sort of appeared.
He's muted.
I'm here.
Alright, welcome.
A giant spawns.
The table just tilts to the side.
That's gonna freak some people out.
Yeah, no. dramatic. So at current,
Bonus dice
the offer.
dramatic?
What's that?
Bonus dice dramatic?
No.
Ah, damn it. See, now the face is here. Great. Yay.
At current, the offer is 25 grand to find out information about what's going on before before the Yakuza's got normal information stealing guys finds out.
Okay. And I find out what's going on. There's a specific person we're looking for, and I thought I heard Dante ask about known hangouts and associates.
Yep, he was able to give you a little bit as far as the known hangouts. Well, not known hangouts, but a known associate that you could follow for a lead. Um,
Pretty flimsy for the amount of cash that he's expecting us to do this for. I would expect a little bit more in the way of support.
Yeah, actually, that's something I would like to ask you, Bams. Like, because we sort of didn't ask about it the last time we were asked to like catch up, like steal a body for almost no cash. Like, how do we judge the price on this as like semi-professional criminals or professional
so,
criminals?
like, you're not necessarily have to get hands on with what you're doing. Like, he's not hiring you to murder a dude, and he has promise that, like, if you can return good information to him, there will be a follow-up thing, and I will give you a follow-up job if you go and you find it out, and depending upon what you report back to him, because you could theoretically go make up a bunch of shit and like fabricate lies and give that back to him, and then he would be like, "Oh, thanks, guys," and then would pass that along. Or you can find out what's going on, and then depending upon how that shakes out, because maybe you don't like the Yakuzas, maybe you find out what this Vinny guy is up to, and you're like, you know what, Vinny, you seem like a fine, upstanding gentleman, even though they call you the fish.
You only smell a little.
So,
Rod,
like,
I would say that no
he-
matter what the job was or how much he was paying.
No, I mean the lack of information, like just setting us loose, that could be a good point of entry for upping the base price.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, I was going to find something to bitch about.
of course, because that's
I mean,
your job.
otherwise I'm just rolling dice, right?
Right. It's one of those things that, like, I don't remember which rule it is, but it's one of the Ferengi rules of acquisition. You never accept the first offer. I'm going to look it up now.
Yeah.
If I can spell acquisition.
Or he made a name for himself during his first trip to the joint.
Or maybe it wasn't one of the Ferengi rules of acquisition.
Still a good
sorry.
roll.
Just responded to something that people were typing. I hope that wasn't confusing.
It was. It only works when you type it out.
I'm so confused right now. Oh, you were asking about Vinny the Fish. I mean, it won't be hard for you guys to figure it out. Like, you have a lot of... Somebody has organized crime as a knowledge skill, right?
Got crook hangouts.
Street gangs.
Yeah. In theory, we can make this 25,000 million with just a couple phone calls.
A couple of phone calls and a little boots on the ground, yeah. Little stakeout, little... Like, at the moment, he's not asking you to murder anybody, so... You know, murder money is a lot more expensive. As is, like, dependent upon what they find out the deal is, he may ask you to steal the shipment, or maybe sabotage the shipment, or anything along those lines, which would then be, okay, you know, here you go. But this is feasibly something you can do in a weekend, and, you know, 5-6 grand ahead for a weekend job is not bad.
Did you say 6 grand ahead?
At the current, it is 5. He has offered 25,000 yen if you can get this done before the Yakuza guys.
So I would suggest, like, totally practically, that whatever your bargaining strategy is, you employ it quickly so that we can start getting ahead.
Well, yeah. I was deploying it. I think he can do a little better than that.
Sure, let's see some dice. Let's see how much better he can do than that.
Oh, Larry's yawning. He's disrespecting you.
Yeah, I was stretching. I think there's going to be an assist coming in there too, probably.
Yeah. Well, it sounded like Dante was already kind of getting there. Do you want to roll first?
What is it? Charisma plus bargaining?
Charisma plus negotiation.
Yeah.
Any
That's
bonus
what I
dice from Hex shaming him?
Oh, that's right.
Let me.
Or does Larry have no shame?
I mean,
Groveling
he
part.
basically has no shame. Because I'm pretty sure everybody else who could witness that, even though they didn't actually speak Japanese, could tell that he meant absolutely none of whatever it is that he was saying.
Do I have to assist?
No, you don't have to. I thought you had dice to throw, so
I've got 4, but that puts it really close into glitch territory.
I mean you can always spend edge to not glitch.
Yeah, spending glitch in the beginning of the session. Great
Yeah.
thing.
What kind of suckers glitch at the first thing in the game?
Twice.
Subtle jobs are subtle.
Yeah, I'm not going to assist.
Sure. Let's just see some dice from Mr. Giant.
Giant pile of successes, I hope you meant.
Probably not. That's not bad.
See in your face.
Do you want to keep that or do you want to edge that?
Have we recovered edge from our last run?
You've probably recovered about 2. Just because it's been
Then
released.
yes.
Sure.
So I'm gonna roll 12 now.
Yep.
Jesus, he's so persuasive. I mean, 17 d6s.
He really wants that money.
He gets like dollar signs and.
That was worth it.
Well, funny how Edge works. Damn it.
So he's gonna look back and forth between you guys as you're talking this, and like every little bit, he's gonna look over at the lady. He's like, all right. Like, here we go. I'm gonna give you $5,000 up front just for me being a nice guy, and then that's not gonna count into the money on the back end if you get me the information before my guy does, or not my guy, you or my guys. I love you guys. The guys in the organization figure it out.
Subvoke, guys, how do you feel about that?
That seems reasonable for me for a few phone calls.
Yeah, I don't know that we're gonna do much better if we push him any harder.
He's like fishing around in his pocket, and he pulls out a couple of cred sticks, and he's checking the balance on them. It's like, all right, here we go. He puts the other ones in his other pocket, and he goes to start getting up. It's like, here we go. There's a guy. His name's Big Bob. You may have seen him on the trids. Not nearly as squeaky clean as he appears to be, but he's a good guy. They can take care of you. He also does a lot of business with a lot of different people, so he knows things. But it may take you a little bit to get it out of him. We good? And he'll put the cred stick on the table.
Well, Larry, yeah, I think we have a deal.
Great. I'm out. I'll be in Cal free
Thanks,
if you guys
Larry.
need anything.
Yeah, enjoy your vacation. We'll get you some more good news.
Looking forward to it as he's backing away from you guys over to the lady that he brought with him. And he will.
So he's leaving?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
no comments.
He is over there. He meets his lady. He kind of leans on the bar while she finishes his drink. He gets a shot of something, and then they head on out of there.
Why was he talking like he was in Goodfellas?
That might have been my fault for slipping into the accent in case you guys talked to Vinny.
No, that's fine. That was in game, and I'm probably
Yeah.
the only one at the table who knows what the hell I'm talking about.
Probably.
You don't think Goodfellas would stand the test of time? I think it would.
I mean, it's one of those things where like the internet blows up twice and stuff gets lost.
And it was like over a century ago,
Yeah, when did Goodfellas come out?
or close to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
1990.
90s.
So
Yeah,
80 years.
we're getting towards 2080. So
Yeah.
got to do
You
something
know
with that
something
skill.
strange? How's that guy? I never want to spend time in his company, and yet it always feels like he leaves so abruptly.
I'm okay with it. Want to get out of here
Yeah.
before we catch something venereal?
Yes, let's do this.
And Jet surreptitiously tips the dancer a $5.
Here's
Yeah,
$5
AR.
for not doing anything.
No, doesn't matter. Still, he appreciates the arts.
You got it. So you guys head on out. What's the first plan of action?
We call people, I guess. I had people to call because I have like only one contact, not counting Larry, and I'm not counting Larry.
I mean, why don't you count Larry? Larry's a great guy.
He has four
Well,
fingers.
He also just gave us the job, so that'd be a little
True.
presumptuous.
I could feel it's like, hey, so what do you know about that job? Guys, I just gave it to you. It's like I told you everything I know.
Did you? No, did you?
His VCR just shorted a little bit, so Rot doesn't know quite what's happening.
Right.
I thought I would call my man in the Yakuza and find out you are my man in the Yakuza. What is the problem?
That's awesome. Yeah, I totally do that.
So yeah, no, it's on you guys.
Hex, well, we can make some calls, Hex. You want to try and wash the stink off this place with a little Matrix dive?
I can. I prefer to get out of the strip club first, though.
I thought we walked out.
Yeah,
Probably.
and like somewhere where I could safely, conk out for a minute.
You can conk out in the van if you really want to, unless everybody's driving with their own stuff.
We really have to get a headquarters.
We do, don't we?
We can get a driving headquarters. I would love me some of that.
We just left our headquarters.
I don't know,
Okay,
please don't say that.
Should I be searching for Vinny the Fish or Big Bob?
Start with Vinny. You never know if we get lucky. Move on to Big Bob from there.
Does Big
Wasn't
Bob
like-
ring any bells?
Does anybody
Big Bob
have
was a contact, and Vinny the Fish was the target, sort of.
He said we'd know him from TV.
Yeah, does anybody have a trade related skill?
Yes.
That's why you were asking. Okay.
You want to go ahead and roll your I can't see that from here. Oh, that's a matrix search. Okay. So you're just going for like the
I'm looking for Big
what
Fish.
threshold matrix search are you doing?
I thought I was going to do the long one, the one that takes a minute.
Well, the long one is the one that takes about 12 hours and needs 6 hits.
Oh, well then I'm not doing the one that requires 6 hits because I did not get 6 hits.
The
I'll do
3
the
hit
next
one,
Oh.
it takes about 30 minutes.
Man, that's a huge gap in that.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how it works between like to find actively erased and hidden information.
No, but it doesn't do any good unless I get 12 hours, does it?
Nope, don't get anything until you finish.
So I need the long one. The 12-hour one.
Sure.
The 12-hour one, so you're like spacing out. Okay, so we have plenty of time to do stuff.
Sure do.
Can I make just like an unranked, I guess it would be an intuition roll to figure out who Bob is?
Yeah, it would be just well, if anybody has just like a trid related knowledge skill, you guys can roll that and I will tell you all kinds of things.
I guess
like,
only
not like
Jet.
trig shows?
Yeah, trid
Doesn't
shows will
have
work. basically watching the TV nowadays.
So kind of question about that, I guess. How do we? So I've got like I've got some time studying film in college.
Sure.
Other people in the group may not have some time studying film in college. But if they don't have any specific celebrity knowledge, and I don't have any specific celebrity knowledge, we probably have an equal understanding of like who Leonardo DiCaprio is, just because we live in the world.
Right.
Is Bob that kind of a celebrity that you sort of know about, or is he like way below the surface?
So here's where it comes in. Big Bob is a used car salesman that operates a small lot in Tacoma. He is the kind of guy that has advertisements that run from about 9 p.m., 10 p.m. ish to like 1 a.m. It's like the local cable networks that we have nowadays, and those like
Yeah,
terrible commercials that you have, where it's like, "Come on down to Big Bob's."
yeah.
Yeah, I know
we have
exactly
that
what you're
here.
talking about. Yeah.
It is that.
Isn't that like almost like a black market?
I mean, it's not really like a black market because he's not advertising that he does crime things. He promises to find you the right vehicle for your needs, and he has quality, genuine UCAS and CAS vehicles.
And a dancing, wacky, inflatable wave. The
Does he
tube
have
men.
a
Awesome.
catchphrase, Bams?
I don't think that he has a catchphrase outside of just his genuine Southern hospitality.
No, he's got a catchphrase, Bams. I'm pretty sure he does.
Well, he
What was it
couldn't
again?
remember it with 3 hits, so there you go.
Oh,
He is portrayed on these advertisements as a rotund human man wearing a white suit with a white, like, cowboy hat.
dude, that is exactly the guy we have here.
Yeah.
And his name is Tex Earnhardt, and that ain't no bull.
But yeah, no, he's in Tacoma. He has a used car lot, and certain people, if you show them that image, may remember seeing him at the Dusty Trail.
Huh.
Now, seeing as he is a used car salesman and I have like vehicle knowledge, that's like more academic vehicle knowledge, right? Not like where are vehicles sold knowledge.
Yeah, it's more of a like when you go there and you see the vehicles, you would know things about the vehicles rather than like just where they are sold.
Sure. So somebody get us there so I can look at his vehicles and feel, bad.
Aren't you the one with the vehicle?
Yeah, but since I don't know stuff, I'm waiting for someone to know stuff so that I can drive us there.
Sure. No, I'm sure that Hex has let you guys know when you to drive over there. It's like, oh yeah, no, I know this guy from the Trid.
That was the best female voice I could imagine.
Yep.
She smoked about 400 packs a day for 30 years.
Is that where you guys are heading, or do you guys want to try something else?
No, I think that's a good start. Is it, guys? Just like drive there and squeeze the guy?
You think he's open at, I'm assuming like 8, just before 9 p.m.?
Well, we could visit him in his house. We don't have to be there during opening hours while he was dancing around his customers and stuff.
A car lot will usually be open until pretty late, actually.
Okay.
Yep. Usually around here till almost 10 o'clock. Just depends on how far away he is.
Man,
The guy
Well,
that owns
if
the place
we tell
may not
him
be there.
if we tell
Alright,
him we
let's
have
go.
like money and stuff, he will just get up and like from the middle of sex with his wife and just
damn. All right, so you guys are gonna head on over to Big Bob's. It's probably gonna be about 9:30 or so by the time you get there. There are big, not quite searchlights, but like floodlights on the lot, and there are just a variety of vehicles. Um, it has actual little like strips with the little pennant flags on it. There's a big AR wacky inflatable arm man, a large picture of Big Bob, just kind of like sticking his hand out to shake over and over again, like, and he's got his head tilted, big smile, and just happy to see you. Um, as you guys roll up, there is a small white, like, little bit more than a shed towards the back.
Okay, just a general purpose question:
Sure.
Is everyone driving in the van, or is everyone driving their own stuff? Because I guess like two of you have your own stuff.
Jed'll follow.
Okay, so we drive off.
Sure. You guys convoy that on out of there, and it's one of nature's most beautiful sights.
That sounds like sarcasm.
This is from The Simpsons.
Okay, so can I just take a look at the vehicles and see, like, judge how
Sure.
good they are?
You can roll me some kind of automotive-related dice as you kind of get out and begin to walk around the lot. Are you like kicking tires and stuff, or are you just giving them a vehicle glance and appraisal?
Once I see Sue, sort of, I let him go a little bit. I let out Sue. I let him draw attention, and then I kick tires.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead and roll me your automotive-related knowledge as you guys are kind of... Man, you are judging some cars.
I
You
am
find
judging them.
lacking.
I judge them so hard.
Sure. One of the things that you're going to notice about this lot of cars is towards the back near where like there's some garages, and the closer you go back towards that, the more vehicles you see that are in a delicious primer gray color. And then kind of given these cars up here the once over, you will notice that one or two of them have some minor dents and dings that are not quite buffed completely out, but to somebody who doesn't know what they are looking for or just needs a cheap vehicle, they probably wouldn't notice them. There's a variety that one might expect from a used car lot here. It's most like the newest car is at least 3 years old, but there's jackrabbits and Americars and pickups and vans and motorcycles and scoots and a whole bunch of scoots for some reason.
Okay, now, would a car dealership this type that steals cars be a very surprising thing? So, like, worth mentioning? Because I mentioned that to the team, but still.
I mean, steals cars is a mighty dirty term. Sometimes, things need to be
Acquires
repaired.
used vehicles.
Doesn't ask questions on trade-ins.
Sure, so,
If
I guess, like, if that's normal, I wouldn't exactly, like, exaggerate the shit out of this great...
in this situation, you know that he is dirty. Not dirty is the wrong way to put it. You know that he is criminally inclined. So seeing a car here that was probably shot and then, patched and repainted to be sold,
Okay.
isn't terribly surprising to you. But if you didn't know that going in, you might be like, okay, this is a little weird because it's funny how this has a new windshield and the hood has all of these little tiniest of divots that only somebody with a lot of skill or knowledge about vehicles would really pick up on.
Okay, so I imagine a situation where we're going through the lot, and I'm like, kick some tires and look at the paint job and everything, and I just mention it to the guys that will be talking, like, he's dirty. He has not his cars, and just go along.
Yeah.
What was your first clue? The fact that he works with Larry?
Well, that was the assumption, but I want to make sure.
Yeah, honestly, I'm thinking that we are dirty just by association.
Rob
We
stops
haven't
for
had
a second.
shower.
Yeah. Let that sink in.
So you guys have taken a minute, and obviously Sue is a large target. You will see a little light come out of the little like shed, and a rotund man in a white suit and cowboy hat will begin to waddle his way towards you. And when he's about 50 feet away, he's like, "Howdy, folks. How can Big Bob help you this evening?"
See, I
How do you
bet he
think
was
Bob?
having sex.
What was that, Rot?
I just said I said he was probably just having sex, and then he just stopped and came here because we came to buy cars. Never mind.
That's right. You were trying to follow up on your terrible joke from earlier. I get it.
Aw, thank you, Bamce.
You're welcome. Just for my own knowledge, I know Rot is there. I know Sue is there. Did anybody else get off of vehicles and enter the lot?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think
No.
Hex is
And
still,
I put on my alarm.
just in case. It's like, you parked it over there. I don't know what happened to it.
And spot welded it to the fence.
That's fine. I imagine Hex is sitting in the car, continuing Googling.
Yeah, since it takes a while.
Sure.
Oh, so I locked the car. Safety and everything. We have a
You know what?
one decker.
Jed is going to be leaning against the van.
Sure. It's not like he's going to have somebody steal the van in front of you.
We don't know that.
No, rough neighborhood, you know.
Right. He's just minding the car. So,
Yep.
Big Bob will come over to you guys and he will enthusiastically shake your hands. It's like, good evening. Now, what can Big Bob get you into tonight?
Well, there are many questions and concerns I have when it comes to the purchase of a fine used vehicle.
I would love to answer every single one of them. Each vehicle in my lot here has its own personal story, and man, do they love to tell them. What should we start with? And he kind of turns as if to walk you somewhere into the lot as you choose.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I do have some concerns about the sizing of the passenger cabin.
I figured you might, my good friend. Are we looking for automobile, a van, maybe just a motorcycle? The Ford
Rod
AmeriCar
silent.
has been
Rod silently says like a fish.
a fish. You like fishing, my friend? I don't usually deal with them, but I do on occasion have some boats that come my way. I could keep my eyes out and give you a call.
I look at Sue, totally at a loss. I wasn't expecting a response from this one.
Rod, I suspect you're going to get a response to anything you could possibly say while you're in the room with this guy.
He's just
Yeah,
friendly.
I know cars, not people. So cars are honest.
They're all going to be geared toward you giving him money, and he will possibly give you a vehicle that functions.
He will see you guys kind of having a small looking conversation back between you, and he'll just kind of stand up, hook his thumbs underneath his suspenders on his nice white suit. Like, I understand. We're coming here looking for boats. I can wait. And he'll turn to whoever else is standing there, which I believe was Dante.
Mhm.
Yes, I got it right. You, my good friend, is there something that I can help you find this evening?
Thinking on how to respond to that. Give me a sec.
Sure. And did you roll up on a vehicle? Did you have a car or a bike?
I rode with Rot.
Okay. I saw that you had your good little friend here give you a ride. Perhaps we can get you something to ride out of here on your own tonight.
Well, I am interested in purchasing a little something now that you mention it.
A little something wonderful. What kind of little something can I get you? Some little somethings have a lot of power. Some have a lot of room. Some have other things that may a lot of power. Yeah.
Oh,
You look
I'm
like a guy
looking
that
for
likes power.
something reliable.
Reliable. Ford AmeriCar has been the best AmeriCar 25 years running. Did you know that?
No, that seems oddly irrelevant to me.
Nothing is as irrelevant as a good, fine quality automobile. And he begins to kind of put his arm kind of around you. I'll be right back. I'm going to take your friend over here to look at some genuine Ford AmeriCars. And he'll start to walk you in that direction.
I'll smile a little and go along with it for now.
Sure.
I will send him. I will send like Dante a text message with a air quotes genuine air quotes.
Yeah, it makes me feel like the Ford Americars are not actually Ford or American or cars.
Well, as the car salesman of our group, I can appreciate what he's doing.
And he'll continue to rattle on some statistics about the
Oh,
factory.
it's a face off. It's a face off between two faces offs.
Quit while you're ahead, Rot.
Damn it!
I mean, he should just quit when he hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
That's when he's ahead.
So yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
guys, I appreciate your support so much. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Um,
So what else do you have here?
well, I have a small selection of what would he call them? I guess he would just call them motorcycles. I do have a small selection of motorcycles over on the other side of my lot. I kind of keep them all together in a wide variety of colors and models of the Dodge Scoot. However, I can tell that you're not exactly a Scoot man. You seem much, much too masculine for that. But I have, as I mentioned to your fishing-oriented friend, the occasional pleasure craft that comes my way.
Am I the fishing oriented friend?
Yes, you mentioned fish, and he heard fishing because
Okay.
you kind of didn't like enunciate.
I just. Yeah, right.
I
Okay.
do also, as it happens to be, have some friends in various other aspects of the same sort of business that I keep in close contact with. As you understand, it makes it easy if we can keep an eye out for each other. Everybody makes money that way, and you look like a guy that likes making money.
Oh, for sure. And as he says that, he's going to pull out a cred stick and start rolling it across the back of his fingers.
There's a glint in his eye as he sees it. A little
But
lick
you
of his
see-
lips as if to re-moisten them after all of the talking.
I really need something more immediate. And I gotta be honest, I'm not really looking for a car.
Well, that is good. I have some trucks and some vans. They are right over here. Unless you're trying to like put something down
Um,
for him to pick up as you were.
Dante, like, be a little more direct. I don't want to be here more than I need to.
yeah, I figure we can move in now. I just wanted to see Bamce play this guy for a little bit.
Can we just. Can I roll, like, a perception check around the place to see if I see anything just out of the ordinary in a way?
Sure. The first thing you've already kind of nailed down is out of the ordinary. Is typically used car lots do not keep a lot of primer gray vehicles. But if you have further questions, you are more than welcome to.
Oh, so I have to have questions.
Well, you could roll
That's-
dice, and I could potentially give you more information. But
So it's perception 9, and if I'm just looking, I guess my visual aids would give me +3, so it's 12.
yep. And if you can take 3 more for an observe in detail, if you want to take a little bit of time to do it.
I mean, since he's talking to Dante and we were just strolling around, why not?
Sure.
Really? Oh god.
Man, it's not your night.
Well, the cars went well, anyway.
Yeah. There is a wide variety of cars here and other vehicles. Are you sensing him
Okay.
specifically or just the area?
Him.
He is mundane, and he has. I think you only get he has a little bit of essence loss. You don't get the actual full details of it.
Okay.
Let me look at my.
Oh, you're giving him a stink eye. Okay.
Yeah, from across the thing. With one, he is healthy. He is. His emotional state is happy, energetic, and
It's really energetic and helpful? Wow.
yeah, like
I just
He's
thought he
healthy?
was faking.
part of him really just does love the art of the deal,
Okay.
and you don't
That's
get any
good to
details
know.
about any cyberware or bioware that he might have.
All right. I guess we can probably.
Let's get back to
Guys, if you
Dante.
want to mosey on over Dante's way.
Sure, you guys can mosey on over into his general area as he's having this conversation with Dante about whatever it is that Dante is here to purchase with his gleaming cred stick in the floodlight of the parking lot.
Well, I'm looking for a friend of mine.
I see, I see. Just a surprise gift. Typically, I recommend going something more adventurous, like the cycles over
Right.
here, rather than a big car. See,
Okay,
in
then.
the city, it's a little easier to park a bike. You can pull them up on the sidewalks. You can use a couple of them in the thing. You could even get one for yourself as well. And you guys could go out on long, wonderful trips over the weekend. I hear Calfree is fantastic for bike rides.
Funny you mentioned that. Friend in question's in Calfree right now.
Oh, that is quite a thing. I
What?
can get my guy to deliver if you're willing to pay a little bit extra.
Well, price is certainly negotiable,
As
but you're gonna
always.
have to deliver specifically what I'm looking for.
Sure, and about this time, Rot and Sue will kind of come over into the thing as you hear parts of this conversation just kind of like, because Big Bob is not a quiet man.
Big Bob.
Yes, my large friends, I have not forgotten
Hi.
about you.
Dante. I believe you're about to ask a question of Big Bob. Go ahead, please.
Looking for a friend of mine called Vinny.
So we are.
Need to get in touch with him.
And he'll kind of straighten up and kind of look around at you guys. So are you trying to
And-
like?
We would like to cut off any escape routes or anything. Like he would like to just scooch away. We would just stand there, sort of around him, right? Or not?
No, I don't want to intimidate the guy.
As if
I
you could
mean,
intimidate Big
or-
Bob with his
Exactly.
southernness.
His indomitable.
I'm gonna do
I don't-
some quick palming tricks just to try and pull his attention back to the cred stick.
I mean, you can just pull his
Nice.
attention back to the cred stick. Like,
Well, yes, but I want to do it flashy like.
I mean, sure. How many hits can you buy?
2 or 3.
Sure, you can do 2 or 3.
That's a lot of palming.
It's like 8 or 12 dice.
Mm.
So yeah, no, he'll pull his attention back over to your beautiful golden Nuyen. It's not as good as the cast dollar, but it is more easily transferred.
True that. So, a friend of mine called Vinny the Fish. Really need to have a conversation with him.
He'll kind of like straighten up and roll his shoulders a little bit. It's like, now, son, there's a lot of people who may or may not enjoy those kind of questions. And a lot
I
of
realize that.
and a lot of that salesmanship has kind of shut down.
And I realize that, good sir, and I appreciate that you're willing to listen and hear me out on this. I'm not looking to cause any problems. I'm not looking to bring any harm or inconvenience to you or Vinny. I've just got a few questions.
And he'll kind of look around to your friends and kind of like mosey up to you with the cred stick in your hand, and he's kind of like, are you going to offer him the cred stick, or are you still kind of holding on to it?
I will hold it out to him, but not quite give it to him yet.
He will go in for a handshake. On like whatever hand you have holding the cred stick.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Okay.
The silence sounded like you left him hanging.
Yeah.
Is there a chance? Nah, I wouldn't. Alright, yeah, I'll shake his hand with that cred stick.
Sure. You will feel the cred stick begin to leave your hand. So, my friend, I'm glad that we have a chance to make this deal. Come on, let's just step into my office and we will make some. We will sign some paperwork.
Sure thing. Just let me caution you that I'm a businessman and I appreciate doing good business.
I myself like to think I am a businessman second only to my southern gentlemaness. Gentileness? I don't.
I got it.
Good. Now, let's get to that paperwork, shall we?
Yeah, I'll follow him in.
Sure. I assume everybody's following him into the office.
Are we? Would there be a situation where following him would like discourage him or something?
Yeah.
Jet's gonna text everybody and what's taking you guys so long?
And I'm texting Jet like, "Oh my God, Jet, you are so needed. I mean, oh my God."
Jet sends him a jerk off emoji.
It's just like an eggplant and a high five thing.
It's 2070 whatever. I'm sure they've come up with that now.
I'm sure it's animated and stuff.
I send
Yep.
him like a meatloaf and a heart.
Sure. You're just batting 1,000, Rot.
I got that, but it took a sec.
Ha ha ha.
So the three of you guys will step into the office, and he'll kind of waddle around his desk and flump down into it, put his arms up and kind of steeple his fingers together. It's like, now, sons, what can I actually do for you this evening? And you'll notice, like, does anybody have a rating 4 or higher comlink?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody that does not,
Yeah.
their shit just turned off.
Well, okay, never mind.
I have a mechanics question. Would that, even though I'm not there, would that be just device rating or would that be firewall?
It would be device rating minus noise cancellation.
Okay.
Well, my brain would still work there if I were in there. So that's cool.
It would be funny, like you went inside the room and then you went unconscious.
It just cuts off his matrix connection, not actually turn off his brain.
So you'd feel like really uncomfortable.
Yeah. Imagine like your arm falling asleep and there being nothing you can do with it, because it's just like a sense that it's not there.
Okay, never mind. So I'm gonna just
Sure.
sort of like stand, like
Um,
hold the wall so it wouldn't fall down.
Sure. What should we call it? How much was on the cred stick that he took from you guys?
I was holding probably the 1,000 of my cut to
Sure.
at least for a starter.
Sure.
Was there a cut? I don't think we cut it. It was just a 5,000 thing.
It. Let's
Well, then it's
assume
1,000 of my personal Nuyen that I will then be taking as
Ah.
a cut later.
Sure.
Now we.
Let's just
Now the
retcon it.
second part.
No, that's fine. You guys could split the money.
We're touching up on that thing about needing a group bank again.
Okay, it's gonna hit us hard soon, so let's just let it hit us hard later. Go ahead, Dante.
Alright, so as businessmen, I've been told that Vinny's doing bad business by doing some off-book trades.
And he'll kind of lean back in his chair and he'll reach down under his desk and you'll hear a drawer slide open. Well, bad business is not good for anybody, as I'm sure you all know. Which is why I like to make sure my business stays very clean. And he'll pull out a bottle of whiskey, put it on his desk, and start pulling out glasses.
I'm guessing this bottle's already been opened, correct?
Already been opened and it's some like not UCAS, I'm sorry, it's some southern style whiskey. I don't know.
Is the bottle named Business by any chance?
No.
So it's dirty.
It's like Shadowrun's version of Southern Comfort.
Yeah, it's just comfort.
Ugh.
So Dante will reach out and grab a glass and hold it in a good position to take a pour.
And he will pour and he'll look around the rest of the room to see if everybody else takes a pour.
Nope.
Sure.
You were saying
Sure. So, you're asking about a man that I may or may not have done business with, and it may or may not be good for my business to admit to doing business with this man. However, for the right sum of Nuyen, and he'll pull out that credit stick and he'll look at it, put it back in his pocket without saying anything. Information can be bought and or sold as cleanly as any of my fine automobiles that I have out on my lot. And he'll take his whiskey.
Well, you don't necessarily have to have done business with anybody to know what business people deal in. So I don't think you have to worry about word spreading around that you've gotten into bed with anyone like that.
That's good. You're not exactly my type.
Ah, yucks.
I know I can be very charming, and it is very much an accident and a curse that I live with.
He
A
has brought
curse that we
jokes.
all live with.
Indeed.
So I'm hesitant to offer any more Nuyen without knowing what you have to offer.
Well, you have given me a name, and you have given me some Nuyen. With that, I can give you a little bit of information that I do indeed know where this gentleman tends to perform his business.
That would be greatly appreciated and an excellent start to this relationship.
Indeed it would. However, let's see what we can have as far as negotiations, because just a simple sale is, you don't really get to know people with just accepting money for what it is. However, I can assure you that I will not cheat you, although I would love to move one of my fine automobiles this evening. Anybody want to buy a car?
Well, Dante didn't
The
sell
thing
my
is-
Autosoft, so I have virtually no money yet. But,
Yeah, I kind
yeah.
of do. I don't really have the funds, so
He wouldn't be
I
charging
could-
book price because he's going to sell you used vehicles unless you want to pay book price. The used vehicles will come with some small stat downgrades.
And you got all those negotiation dice.
I could definitely be talked into purchasing a vehicle if you had the right one on the lot tonight.
That warms my heart in a way that this whiskey doesn't quite do for me. And I can guarantee you, sir, that I will have the vehicle that you desire. And he says that with a big grin.
I don't know about that. I can be awfully discerning with my toys.
I can be awfully accommodating to my valued customers.
oh great.
All right, well, let's talk business.
Sure.
I'm sending Dante a text with like, I'm waiting for you to get accommodated.
I'm hoping I get accommodated.
Sure. Let me ask you this. Are you actually buying a vehicle from him this evening, or are you just placing an order for something?
I can be talked into it for the right vehicle. I've got plenty of Nuyen.
What kind of vehicle would you like?
I have no fucking idea yet.
Okay. Well, with that, let's take our first break, and then I'll give you a bunch of information when we come back. You can look at the vehicles. He probably has just about any vehicle that's not ridiculous on his lot, because he is Big Bob. And if he doesn't have it, he can get it for you.
He guarantees it.
Guarantees your satisfaction. So, first break.
That sounded like Big Bob